Welcome to episode 37 of the Bikini Besties podcast. I'm Lo.
Kaylia.
Stephanie.
And this week's topic is navigating the holidays. Definitely a big topic when our life revolves around eating. But before we jump into that, we'll do a quick update because we actually didn't record last week. So I think you've got some updates for us.
I am in peak week number 3. Last one. I am so excited to be on stage. What I was going to say is be done. Be done. I guess not to be negative, but I think I've learned that definitely 3 shows back to back is like my limit. I don't think I could do a 4th show. It's a lot.
Yeah. And you've had 2 weeks in between each one?
Yeah, and I like 2 weeks in between. I've done it where I had 3 weeks between, and I feel like there's a week where I think I was more lax getting back into my diet. Like I don't think I got back into my diet until the Wednesday after the show, like fully. Like I wasn't like eating like totally off Monday, Tuesday, but like slowly kind of weaning off. Whereas when it's 2 weeks, it was like, okay, Sunday I had my dinner at home like I usually did, like a homemade burger and fries. Saturday night was my night out, and then Monday I was back on my diet. So I like the 2 weeks because Monday he lets me kind of go how do I say it? Go back up to cardio. So I don't do 2 hours the Monday of. I kind of do like an hour and a half, or an hour and 15, an hour 30, and then back up to 2 hours. And so I kind of like that I kind of accelerate back into it. But the depletion hits hard because I'm already so depleted that when I have to start that peak week depletion again, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're on the last one. It is in California, Battle of the Bay, December 7th. I'm sad because Zach's not coming with me on this one, but Cody is. So I'll get all the photos that I haven't been getting the last 2 shows because Zach and I usually spend so much more time just kind of hanging out and whatnot. So that'll be kind of cool for my last show. I thought it was kind of exciting.
Yeah.
And then...
Did we talk about your last show?
No,
we didn't record.
That's true.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about my
You
last show.
need to update us on
That's
your
what I was
last show.
saying. I was
Oh
like,
my
you
goodness.
wait. Update.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Oh my gosh. Okay. So,
Rewind.
yeah. Okay.
She competed.
Backpedal. So my second show, oh my gosh, was in Kansas City Pro. First show was Iron Games, November 9th. Second show was Kansas City, November 23rd, and then my last show was Battle of the Bay. So my first show, I got 10th, and my feedback was to get tighter in my glute ham tie. My second show, we achieved that. I was about 2 pounds lighter, maybe a pound and a half, something like that. So not significantly lighter, in my opinion, like not significantly lighter, but I tightened up quite a bit in the back. And so I ended up in 5th place at Kansas City Pro. And then my feedback was to pose a little bit more X-framed. So a little bit more with my belly button towards the wall, if that makes sense, as opposed to I pose a little bit more 45, like in between the judges and the wall. So I'm just trying to kind of accentuate that curve a little bit more. I think that feedback, it is a lot about who you're standing beside because, I was in 3rd for a huge portion of the comparisons. And so posing beside Nadea and Brittany, who were 1st and 2nd, kind of accentuated me being the odd one out of not posing as X-framed because they pose a little bit more X-framed. And then another thing that Shane brought up to me in terms of interpreting the feedback was that the head judge at that show was a figure pro, Bernadette. I cannot remember her last name. Starts with a G.
G. Givens.
Yes. Yeah. And so being a figure pro, the X curve is a little bit more accentuated there. So those were little things that we could have worked smarter, not harder kind of thing and kind of seen. So like there were just little things in hindsight that I was like, oh yeah, I guess I could have, maybe just shifted. Not that you totally change like how you pose, but just, just playing it a little smarter. So those are just little things that I kind of learned because I'm always looking to learn each show. But yeah, so going into this show, head judge is Sandy. And so Sandy has not always been my biggest fan of my muscular density and things like that. So I'm a little nervous about, being the harder athlete. But we just show up at our best. So I'm just going to do my best, probably pose a little bit more S than anything, just because that's a little bit more up Sandy's alley. And I don't want to look too hard. So that is kind of my big, little worries kind of going to the show, but you just kind of, it is what it is. So it'll just be exciting to be done and
Because
ready
now
for Christmas
you'll
cookies.
have been in front of like 3 different judges.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah, totally different judges.
It's interesting. So you're
Yeah.
learning a lot this season.
Yeah, so it's just a lot of feedback, which was the name of the game. The end of the season, I just wanted to get a lot of feedback so that when I start prepping for hopefully Wasatch in April, I'm not going to have a lot of an off season, just probably like 3 weeks, if any. I don't even know it's called improvement season, like 3 or 4 weeks before I'm like kind of getting back into it, because I have a hard time over Christmas. So Christmas that'll actually be the hard part. Everyone's like, oh, it's prep. No, it will be December 8th and onwards.
That's a good lead into for our topic in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
After all our updates.
Right? So what about your updates, Kaylia?
Yeah, I am not as deep into prep as you are, but I am. I think we're 4 weeks in now, going on. We're in the 4th week. We're ending the 4th week. So, I'm just annoyed. I'm not gonna lie, but weight is not moving at all, and it dropped like the first week of prep, like that initial. I dropped like 2.5 pounds, and then it has not actually. I dropped 2.5 pounds and then went up a pound. And so for like 3 weeks, my weight went up and it stayed there. So I'm still like way too much weight away from where I need to be week wise from the show that I want to do. So I'm just trying not to like worry about that. And I'm just checking all the boxes. I'm doing all the things. I am pushing. We've significantly dropped my food in 4 weeks. We've increased my cardio a lot in 4 weeks. I'm doing everything I can. And so I'm doing everything I can. And I've never had this problem in a prep. Like out of all the preps I've done, I've always just been the girl that's like, my body cuts, we cut. Yeah. It goes into improvement season, it gains. Like it just does what you tell it to do. And it's not doing what we're telling it to do. So I don't know. I don't really have answers. I mean, I have some like between my coach and I get blood work in a couple weeks. We'll see how that looks, see if there's any answers in blood work. But really it probably is just, my coach is, I started prep about 15, 16 pounds above where I need to kind of be. Mm-hmm. And I've never started a prep that low. I've always been like 30 to 40 pounds above. And so when you're that high, it's easier to cut. It just starts dropping immediately as soon as you start going into like a deficit or even maintenance and stuff like that. So I think my body probably just has still thought, oh, we're just in maintenance. We're just chilling and we're fine.
But he's like, I like this weight.
Yeah, I like this weight. And so hopefully in the next a week or two, we did a significant change this past week. And I did not feel it initially, but today is like kind of the first day I have felt it a little bit more fatigued, a little bit more tired. Like I'm still not hungry at all. I don't know what is going on with my hunger levels. I know I'm going to regret saying not regret, but like I know that'll change maybe, but like I have just not been hungry. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm eating like 700 calories less than when I started. So so I'm a little bit of like, how low am I going to have to go? Because what's funny is the last prep, the lowest my calories got were, I'm like only 150 calories away right now.
Oh wow.
From that. And I'm like, what?
You're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's weird, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. Sometimes that's the weird thing I would tell myself in improvement season, that I'd want to just like eat the higher, denser calorie foods because I would want my body to respond once I cut, because I was always scared of like, doing that plateau thing, which is what happens now in terms of like having that, but it's just, I don't know. Yeah. It's so much harder.
I don't know. And like, what's funny is I was like, okay, I'm going to have this awesome reverse. We're going to stay leaner this time and like blah, 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 but to have an easier prep. Yeah. And I did do that. And now I'm like,
did it make it harder?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's happening?
What's happening?
Because there's something.
Did I just like jinx myself? Did I just like,
of your body being in a more happy place? You know what I mean? As opposed to
I just think it's happy and it doesn't want to let go.
Exactly.
And it's like, no, we're good here. Like we don't want to prep. We just, so yeah, that's where I'm at. So if you ask me how prep's going, I'm gonna roll my eyes. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna be like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like we're in prep. But honestly though, when it comes to like I'm not hungry. I don't feel the hunger yet. So that's that's whatever. My cardio it's at 45 minutes, 5 days a week. And honestly, my energy and strength is still so high that I don't notice it. I haven't noticed. So I'm enjoying workouts. I honestly kind of enjoy cardio. Like
Do you
I
do it
get
all
on,
at once or do you split it?
now that it's at 45, I split
Okay.
because I just hate it. Once it gets to 45, I'm just like, okay. So I do, I do half before I lift and then half after I lift. And if I run out of time, then I'll do the other half later in the afternoon or evening. But that's rare. And so, and then I have like one rest day where I do my 45 minutes all in a row. And then I actually now this year at this time I have one rest day Mondays where I literally do nothing but my steps. And so no cardio, no lifting. It's a full blown recovery day after one of my hard glute days. And so, no cardio either, like just some light walking. And so I do that on Mondays. But yeah, I feel really good. I have really good energy. My body feels so good. Like there's nothing, there's no like alarms like or anything. I got my period. So like, I've been excited about that. I think I talked about it a few podcasts ago, but I hadn't had my period in over a year. And so that finally came. So that's a good sign. And so like I feel great. I think it just, my body's in a happy place and it doesn't want
It's just
to.
like, are you sure?
Yeah, are you really sure? You can pull the plug now.
Right, exactly.
Right for Christmas.
Right?
We
I'm
can have
happy
Christmas
here.
cookies.
Yes.
We can not just
Right? We have high energy. We're getting through our
Yes.
workouts.
Yeah. So, yeah, so we'll see. So I'm just going to keep chugging along. There is going to be a point, probably not until about like the show I want to do, probably, I don't know, at that like 6 week out mark, I'll have to make a call. And then 5 to 6, like at that point, if weight's too far away, if we didn't get to a certain number, I'll have to just be like, okay. Yeah, so for me, the show that I want to do, the gap between the next one I can do is 8 weeks. And like I've done it, but I don't know if I want to do that again. And so
That's a long time between shows.
yeah. And this season is about like fighting for the pro card. And like, I think I have really good chances at Arnold. And not that I don't have good chances at the other ones, but the reality is they get harder, they get more competitive. I know for sure the girls who got like second and third in my class, they were doing the exact same show again. And it's just like, it's going to be competitive and harder. And so I want to do the show I want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm being proud about it, but so is my body. So it's like.
No plan B right now. Plan A.
Yeah, no plan. Yeah, we're just sticking with plan A right now.
right.
And we will make the call if we have to make the call, and we'll just figure out what we're going to do from there. So more to come. Everyone just cross your fingers if you start dropping weight.
Yes, please.
So that's my update. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it's always crazy how different every single prep is.
Yeah.
Like your body responds differently every single time. It's like
You're getting older and like all these
Just
things.
new challenges.
and it could be like different life stresses, different routines,
Yep.
different things. All these like there's just like such a multitude of variables on like why something's different. And for some reason, I don't know. This is how I've been feeling about my improvement season lately is like the science isn't matching what happens.
Science isn't sciencing.
Yeah.
Like I'll do math on like, okay, so if I ate this much and I'm doing this and I'm doing this, why is my weight like this and why is this? And I'm like, okay, that's just not how it works in biology.
You're like, I can't. Yeah, but you're like, I can't focus on this. I've got to look at it
I think
a
we
different
also
way.
have high expectations of ourselves too,
Oh my gosh,
because
yeah.
it's like, we always say like, oh, this is my third prep or this is my fourth revert or whatever it is. And for some reason, each time we do it, we're like, okay, so I should be better. And then we compare and it's like, why isn't this like
Yes.
Yeah.
more
Oh, yeah.
streamlined or more easy in a weird way? Like I'm losing weight or I'm gaining weight or I'm maintaining weight or I'm dropping weight or whatever. But I don't know. I just don't think they're comparable at all. But in my mind, I do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So how's your improvement season going?
Good. So we're officially past the 8 week mark.
Yay! Out of the
Which is
danger zone.
I guess so. I'm hoping. I just like.
Does it feel like you're out of the danger zone?
No, because we haven't like changed my
Yeah.
food much or anything and stuff. Or like even my cardio has been the same. I've just the 25 minutes, 6 days a week.
Because you changed it right after you got off stage, right? Or there hasn't been a ton of.
I
remember.
think it was at 30 and then went down to 25.
Okay, but the most significant drop was just right after.
Yeah, yeah. We literally, I've been really close, and then just like a couple little 5 grams of fat, 5 less minutes of cardio. Like no big changes. Like it's pretty much been steady. My weight's been fairly steady, increasing still, and but so since we didn't talk about it last week, but the week before, I got my period for the first time since like February or March. So it was like forever. I know. Yay.
Yes.
Yay, to celebrate all this. I like
right?
text you guys. I'm like, I'm happy, but it sucks. But so my coach was happy my last check-in with that. And then I checked in this Thursday on Thanksgiving. And my weight was exactly the same as when I was on my period. So I was like really annoyed with that. So I was like really, really like, okay, so I'm up 2 pounds for the period and now I'm going to drop back down that 2 for the next week afterwards, you know, because my body's going to be all settled in. Nope, same weight. So it's kind of annoying. Because I was like, come on, that doesn't like make sense. Like if I'm holding water for my period and I like am eating really on point with my macros for another week, it should go back down, right?
Yeah.
No change. So we just like kept those 2 pounds. So that's a little frustrating, but I mean, training's really good. I'm really strong. I was even like just looking at like, cause this last weekend we went down and traveled down to Nevada, and we always jump in Lake Tahoe every single
crazy.
winter.
That is crazy.
In the cold
That
and the
is
snow.
crazy.
We just get
I can't believe the
ourselves.
2 crazies found each other because
I
I'm like,
know.
it's not like one of them does it and the other doesn't.
Yes.
It's like if Zach jumped in, I would not.
I would just watch.
Right. I'm like, I'll take pictures over here.
Oh yeah, we got to do it. So now it's a
That's
tradition,
crazy.
so we can't like miss it. You know,
Oh
we've
my
done it.
God.
This is
Yeah.
our 5th time doing it.
Aw.
And you guys are both like great with traditions. You're
We're
like,
like,
Yeah.
we gotta
do
do
this
it
every year.
But I was like looking at pictures, and I was like pleasantly surprised with just like the amount of like muscle tone that was showing even at the weight that I'm at.
Yeah.
Like even though my weight went up higher, like I feel like that my body composition overall is holding really well.
Yes.
I get uncomfortable with gaining weight. I do not. I like being really lean. I love my abs when I have them. Like I don't want to be hungry and not have abs. If
That's
I'm hungry,
fair.
I better be shredded.
That's fair. That's fair.
And so it's like I could eat so much right now. Like even like having extra food over the weekend, like I'm like, I'm really hungry right now.
Never
Just
not.
always hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, my hunger subsided a little bit lately, especially with the weekend being
Yeah.
a little bit of extra food. I did a really good job being mostly on my macros, except for Thanksgiving dinner, and then I saved a bunch of macros for dinner in Tahoe. But other than that, I've been pretty on point, which was good. So pretty proud of how much I've been like, I've eliminated doing like the extra bites while I'm meal prepping. Like I did, like I think I talked about on the last podcast, like
Found
having
a little trick.
yeah, and I just do it like when I like cut up something like apples or like something like that, or like if I know I'm feeling snacky, I just like I'll measure it out and then I'll take it out of the bowl, put a little
Set of
set it aside and eat it while I'm doing everything else. But I don't feel like since I've started doing that, I don't feel like I even need to do it as much.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of like, oh, it's not that
Yeah.
cool.
Right. I make me tea, or like I'm
Yes.
sipping on
Yeah.
coffees or tea
Yes.
while I make me food, make meals, meal prep, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
that way
like-
then you don't put food in your mouth.
Yep, I
Yeah.
just
The
take a
dessert
drink.
tea. It's
Yep.
It somehow feels like a meal sometimes. Like later in prep, it almost scares me. I'm like, this is not a meal, but somehow it's like
I found this
Feels like it.
hot chocolate marshmallow tea.
What?
Oh
It's
my
like kind of
gosh.
creamy. It's
Is
so
it?
good. Add
Oh
some
my
stevia
gosh.
into it. I'll send you guys a picture of it. Oh my god, I've spent way too much money on tea this week.
That's so
way
Yeah,
too much money.
she brought a whole bag of tea
I know. I
Yeah.
can't believe you
with
bought
her.
that much.
She's
That's
like, these
so
ones aren't
funny.
good.
I don't like them, but other people have loved them, so you
Yeah.
guys might
Is this
not.
like an Amazon haul, or do you go to like the tea aisle?
Amazon. No,
okay,
the tea.
okay.
Yeah, the tea aisles this have disappointed
They're
me.
crappy, right? Okay.
Crappy.
Yeah,
like I feel like they used to be good or something.
Yeah, I don't find
No,
anything
I
good
went
there.
to 3 stores. I've been to Albertsons, Fred Meyer, and Walmart. Crappy. And so I finally was like, fine, I'll just go on Amazon. And I
There's
spent
so
like
many.
15 minutes on Amazon just like looking at all these teas. I think I had like a $70 order. Guys, I'm not kidding.
Of tea?
Of teas. And I've liked like a fifth of them. So, and then I was like, can you return these teas for tasting gross? Like, I'm like,
You're like, the box is open,
I don't
but
think so. Yeah, I didn't look into that.
I'm
I don't
terrible.
think
I'm
Steph
the
was so
terrible
serious
returner.
right
Yeah,
there. She's
I'm
like,
the
"Can you?"
terrible returner.
I
I'm
would do it.
awful. I'm the worst of the three of us.
So instead, I
know
brought
that.
them to you, and maybe hopefully you'll like
That's
them.
yeah, I'm gonna try them. With it being so cold in winter, like tea and
Yeah.
coffee has like been my like go-to.
Yeah.
And I've been dealing with like like trying to get over like the acid reflux stuff. And it's been so much better just by like eating more and being just really consistent. And I've been like really focused on a lot of gut health things. Like I even have like sauerkraut with one of my meals, you know, just like fermented foods. I do my apple cider vinegar. Just like keeping up on that kind of stuff with my regular foods has helped a ton. But I've also really almost eliminated carbonated drinks, which was like, I used to do a ton of like energy drinks and the Crystal Ice, like I love all those, and like even sparkling water, but just like carbonation has been
not good for your gut.
a trigger for my, and there's a lot of usually citric acid and malic acid in those types of drinks. And those can be really rough for like your stomach acid when you're dealing with reflux. So I've been just like not having them. So replacing with something like tea, which is like herbal and calming and like it's just water, has actually been like way better for like my overall.
Good. So you're feeling better and like
That's good.
Yeah, in the summer though, I'll be like craving some sort of like
Slushy, the ninja slushy.
No, I don't do ice. I like my teeth are sensitive.
Oh, you can
Like I don't even like ice in my water. Like
really?
Like at a restaurant, if they're like, "Do you want ice?" I'm like, "No."
I didn't know that.
I have to like put my tongue in front of my teeth.
I have to have
if
ice.
there's ice.
I love the ice.
I love ice. I used to be that child that like chewed crushed ice.
Oh no!
Oh no, I can't do that.
It was really bad for your teeth. But, yeah, I used to love doing that. Oh, it's so bad for your teeth.
I know. I just I don't like eating noises. So like hearing people chew ice is just
It's the worst.
horrible. It's like a nightmare. It's like a nightmare.
She's cringing over here.
That's so funny.
Just the noise. I'm like,
oh, you're like, oh, forget that. Cringe. That's so funny.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I guess like my update was kind of like, you know, spending time doing the Thanksgiving this weekend with family. And being in improvement season's a little bit different than if you're in prep going through the holidays. Because I do think that, you know, you see all these posts. I saw like, you know, you're sitting there full of this free time. You scroll in and there's posts. It's like how to navigate, how to track your calories on the holidays. Don't. I don't think it's just like there's just so much out there where it's like people are like, I don't know what to do. Do I restrict myself and then eat? Do I eat my normal food then eat? And I think there's a lot of like where are you in your
Personal
journey?
choice. Like I feel kind of I would feel silly like telling someone what they should do.
Yeah.
I think what you should do is what you want to do.
What you feel like doing, and it's
Like,
not,
I
it should be
couldn't-
this huge spotlight because that's why it's this huge stress because it's like, what are you gonna eat? What are you
What's
gonna
right
do?
or wrong? There's no right or wrong.
Right? What are you
Just-
gonna do when you eat it? Are you gonna feel guilty? Are you gonna do this? And it's just like, just eat it's just food.
It's one day.
It's just food.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just one day, and it's just one meal. Like think about like the longevity of your body.
Yeah.
Like at every one meal is like a millisecond of time. Like it's, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of
Yeah. And like there's even things like you can enjoy a meal without overindulging. Like I had like Thanksgiving meal and I had a scoop of each thing, but instead of having like a massive like spoonful of green bean casserole, I had like a little taster.
Yeah.
This the sweet potatoes had like marshmallows and sugar on it, so I didn't want a ton of that, but I wanted a taste of it, so I took one chunk, like a bite. I took a bite, so I had
Did
a
you
bite.
always used to be like this? Because
I used to eat a little bit more.
yeah, so I would say like how I handle Thanksgiving. Let's just talk Thanksgiving. How I handle Thanksgiving has definitely evolved over as I've like gotten older, but been bodybuilding and learned learned tracking food and now being more aware, right, of portions and what's in stuff and so I definitely used to be the person that was like fill up the plate and then eat and then okay, let's go back for seconds.
Yeah.
Like definitely that like let me eat like half that sweet potato casserole because that is so good with brown sugar and cinnamon and marshmallows
Yeah,
and like
and all the things.
definitely was that person. And then I've now 2 years in a row I've been in prep, so I wasn't able to participate in that kind of untracked eating.
Yeah.
And but other times I was in improvement seasons, I would do what you did. It's like, okay, I am going to have everything I want, but I'm just going to take like one little scoop, like a spoonful of this casserole.
I get to taste each
everything.
thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I prioritize like turkey. There's so much like turkey breast. It's just like white meat, lean protein. And so like I prioritize like having a bigger serving of that to like fill me up. And like honestly, it tastes good. You don't need a ton of gravy. So I just had like a little bit and I dipped like the pieces in it. So it wasn't just like swimming in it, you know, and I just like having it in moderation. And I didn't do it to restrict myself, but I just did it like kind of like, I don't need to eat
And
all
to
of
feel
that.
good afterwards, to not feel
Yeah.
like you like need to be rolled to bed.
Yeah, like
Yes.
I wore
You know what I mean?
wore
Like,
like
you
my
feel
skinny
good.
jeans, like my jeans to
Yeah.
like we were at the house in the
Yeah.
living, you know, in
Yeah.
the dining room table. Like no, we didn't go out to eat or anything, but I wore like my like skinny jeans all buckled, you know, like I'm not preparing to feel
Yeah.
like my stomach extend. I'm
Right.
eating a normal meal.
A normal to feel
Yeah,
normal.
I
and
just get to
like,
taste the different
A
things
little
that
bit.
maybe have a little bit higher fat
Yeah.
content
Yes.
in them and a little
Yeah.
bit of
I think there's
Yeah.
something to be said of like, I guess my goal if I wasn't in prep is to enjoy the entire experience, not just the food, the eating part of it. I think people focus too much on like enjoying the eating, but like I want to enjoy myself afterwards. And maybe if we do an activity and I want to enjoy myself the next morning when I wake up, I don't want to feel or be thinking about what I ate last night. Because to me, that is also like an unhealthy train of thought to
Yeah.
be like, why are you thinking
Absolutely.
about what you ate yesterday? in the
Yes, it
morning?
happened. It's
You
like
know,
already-
it
yeah.
happened. You should be able to move on. You should feel good enough to, I
Yeah.
don't know, take the dog for a walk in the morning and not feel like a sluggish or like you drank too much, because other people also drink too much and then, right, they don't feel good either. So.
No, I love that you brought up enjoying the whole experience. Like sitting there, it's a chance that sometimes you see family that you haven't seen in a while, or like it's a special moment to like Thanksgiving. Like you can go into like the whole like sitting there and like if you're just with one other person, like you can sit there and you guys can talk about what you're thankful for, and like just sitting there and having like moments of gratitude and connection and things like that instead of just eating.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's so much more to it.
Yeah, talking about how much you ate, talking about what you're gonna do tomorrow. Like, there's always those conversations of, oh, I guess I gotta, walk a little more tomorrow. I guess I gotta like
oh my
restrict
God,
myself.
better
or,
go to
like,
the gym tomorrow. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Burn
I'll be
off
at the
the
gym
turkey.
tomorrow. So I'm always like cutting off those conversations because I don't even like kind of
You want to acknowledge them
perpetuating
and
that.
allow that. Like you don't want to.
Yeah, because it's common even without like having a huge fitness background. Like you
Right.
know, like your great aunt or whatever
Right.
is going to be
It's
like,
just
I should probably do some more exercise, not eat tomorrow, blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, we don't like that.
Yes. Something I did this year. So we're both in prep this
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, and I'm not sure how you did it, but last Thanksgiving I was in prep, and I brought like my own meal and like just a typical regular my normal meal, and I didn't eat anything. But I made everyone's food and then just sat with them and ate my meal while they ate all their food. And then this Thanksgiving, I don't know, it was something I wanted to do. I wanted to like, which was all fine, and then everyone handled that fine and whatever. But I was like literally eating out of my Tupperware and like, and it was all fine. It was not a big deal. But this time I was like, I want it to really be like I'm not in prep. Like I want it to, and so I ended up doing my macros where all out of all the ingredients I made me a salad, like a Thanksgiving
Yeah,
themed
I
salad.
I saw that.
So it looked like
love
and I
that.
had it like it looked like I was eating I was
Yes.
eating their food, but in
Yes.
a different form
Yes, in
with
a more
me.
structured, yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
something that like when someone talks to me about like let's say they're like a mother or like they're visiting family, this is something that I've done in
Yeah.
like a lot of even mostly in improvement seasons, but like
Yeah.
there's things you can do where you like make your food like their meal. Like
Yeah.
like my parents are mostly plant-based eaters, so I'll make like this sauce and like a whole bunch of stuff, but they don't have like I'll literally just bring like my bag of chicken and I'll put it in their dinner and
Yeah.
have their
And you're
vegetables
eating
with
their
my
dinner.
chicken. So I eat their vegetables and sauce, but with my chicken.
Yeah.
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 And it's like we're eating together,
Yes.
but like I'm
And the same
prioritizing my
thing.
macros.
Yeah.
The easiest way I feel
Yeah.
is like so like I had my meal because I was in peak week, so I was a little closer.
Yeah,
That's
yours
a little different.
Yeah, it's a
story.
little different. But I did have some of the like white turkey,
Yeah.
and then I got a steamable bag of green beans because I could not eat any of the vegetables or anything
Yeah,
because
all
nothing
butter
was
and
steamed.
oil and,
yeah,
like,
nothing
yeah.
was steamed.
Yeah.
But I think usually if you focused on just having the protein and whatever vegetable they have, I think that usually keeps me within my macros. If I was
Yeah.
like a little bit. The funniest comment, because I think everyone has comments from. I have to share this one. It's so funny. I was heating up my little bag of green beans in the microwave, and like all Zach's family's all around and whatever. And one of his family members comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, like we just had to put our dog on a diet, and I think that's the same green beans that he eats." I had no
Here's
words.
the
I didn't know
dog
what
diet.
to say. I literally just laughed and I went over and told Zach right away because I was like, "This is actually like the top comment I have ever gotten out of prep food."
Oh
Just like,
my
yeah, I feed that to my
gosh.
dog. I'm like, yep, it's yummy.
It's yummy.
It's so
It's
good.
yummy.
Yeah. And
But-
I think a lot of us are so used to the questions like, so do you get to eat? And
yeah.
that's like the number one question I get. Can you
I got that.
do you
question
get to?
when I was like planning the meal and like talking about like what I was gonna make, because I'm like the one, I made everything, and so and then someone was like, "Do you get to eat?" And so I just said yes and didn't explain.
Well, yeah, because we're gonna
because
eat.
it's like
Good
food.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
going to eat, and then
Yeah.
I just show up with
You're like,
Yeah.
but I fixed my plate differently than you fixed
because it
your
doesn't
plate.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My biggest change is that people constantly say, "Can you have this?" And I noticed that they switch now because they'll say, "Can you have this?" And I'll start to respond and they'll say, "Oh no, wait, sorry. Would you like to have this?" Because I know you can have it, because that's what I always say. I can have it, but I don't want it right now. So that like I like to make the delineation, because it's not
Yeah.
I don't like the can, couldn't, can't. Because it's not that I'm like I can't. It's that I don't want to right now because it doesn't align with my goals.
Yeah, especially when someone tracks, like you do more like meal plan
Yeah.
specific, but when someone tracks macros and they're like, "Oh, you can't have this," I'm like, "Well, I can.
Yeah.
I'm just choosing different foods that
Exactly.
I chose for
Exactly.
my meals to fit in my macros."
Exactly.
So
I'll
don't
be
say
starving
I
if I eat
can't.
that. Right?
Yeah, I'm like I could, I just no.
Exactly. So it's even just the little things. I know sometimes I feel nitpicky and like I'm annoying, but I'm like, this is just for my mentality. I can't have you going around telling people I can't eat this.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, I don't like that verbiage.
One thing that I did this year too is, you know how like when you go to like a holiday get together or like you're visiting and stuff, and you usually like bring a side dish or an appetizer or something. I knew everybody was going to be eating cheese and crackers and like dip and all these appetizers and stuff. And I am a snacky person. It would be so hard for me to not just like take a bunch of them, especially I'm like, oh, because it's part of my free meal Thanksgiving dinner, but like then that just adds up so much, and I don't eat a lot of cheese and things like that, so it probably wouldn't feel that great eating it. So what I did is I made sure that we went to the store and I got a bunch of vegetables, cucumbers, bell peppers, baby carrots, and then I got like a hummus that had like the lowest fat content I could find, so it was like a really clean hummus, and I just chopped up a bunch of vegetables, and like a bunch of people ended up eating those too, because I put them out on a big plate. So like bringing just like a veggie platter, and like I literally had a huge plate of cucumbers and some chicken.
And you can snack.
That's awesome.
And they're crunchy, and I was snacking, and I dipped it in like the hummus and like a little bit of like I tried like one of the other dips.
Yeah.
And it was like I could kept going back, and I could get more, because
instead of having your 3 crackers, you could have a bunch of veggies.
I had like
Yeah.
a whole like half a cucumber, like a whole bunch of cucumber
Yeah.
slices. But it was just like I felt like I contributed to, like, and instead of like, you don't have to contribute by bringing like crackers, you can contribute by bringing vegetables.
And something that helps you participate in that experience too.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's a huge key for you, is that you were able to snack.
Yeah,
with
I was
everyone
able
else
to-
without it being like, oh, Lauren's not eating.
Yeah, I fixed a plate, and I had like my little thing, and like, you know, I measured out, like, you know, I did 2 tablespoons of hummus, so like I kind of knew how much it was, and then I could just dip right off my plate, and it was so easy. And so that's just something like I was thinking about, like when you don't have to sometimes, let's say you're in improvement season, you don't have to bring your own meal to like a party. You can bring a dish that you will eat too.
Yeah.
Right.
Something that's like maybe a lower calorie type dish, and you know what the ingredients are, or like bring a dip that you know is going to be a lower fat, lower calorie or something dip that you know you can use, and then maybe you allow yourself to have a few of those crackers, but you use your dip, or
Right.
Yeah.
you know, so there's like options of just like bringing some of your own, like planning. Like I knew I wanted to snack, so I chopped up cucumbers,
Yeah.
and it was actually really good.
How did you handle, what did you do with the rest of your meals for the day? Like, how would you structure your meals on like a holiday like that, where you know?
So I have my normal pre and post workout meal, because I usually try to go to the gym in the morning before all the holiday events.
Yeah.
So I have my normal like oatmeal pre-workout meal, and then when I get back, I have like something with carbs, just like a quick carb type of meal with protein. And then I usually don't have like a meal in between. I'll like wait a little longer. But I do my same pre and post workout meals. And then I kind of let the rest of my calories go towards the event or dinner.
Because you usually have, 5 meals a day?
6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I always have like my 6 meals, always like a dessert.
Oh, right.
So when
It's
I'm
like you're creamy or something.
Yeah, and then when I'm traveling, I do like a little yogurt cup.
I am
like
now obsessed
granola
right
or
now
fruit.
with the Greek yogurt and pumpkin. I made it as my dessert for Thanksgiving, and I was like,
Ooh.
86 the creamy. We're having this. So like, it's this
What?
big bowl. I do Greek yogurt, pumpkin puree, a little bit of maple syrup, stevia, apple pies or pumpkin pie seasoning.
Yum.
And whip it up, and it's like this big volume bowl of yumminess. And I put it in the freezer for a little bit so it gets like a little bit
nice.
firm.
Yeah.
And then I put Cheerios and white chocolate chips. We'll see
Oh
how long
my
I can keep those in.
gosh.
But on
I
top,
love your like little recipes.
Your
and
creations.
it's so good. I'm so obsessed with it.
But then you felt like you had like pumpkin pie.
Yes, I participated. In
Yeah.
when they all got pie, I pulled out my little bowl and we ate dessert together.
Yeah.
But now I just carried it into every day. But on Thanksgiving, I did a little bit of what you did. Because I'm macros, and so the bulk of my carbs and fats went to that big Thanksgiving salad I made, and I measured and tracked all that, and then I had 2 other, plus the pumpkin dessert thing, and then I had 2 other meals that day, which were mostly protein and high volume veggies, like just a veggie and protein meal, and that's what I did. So like where normally I have it more even, 5 meals a day, 4 to 5 meals a day, but this time I saved that bulk of my salad. And I did notice though, because my timing of eating was different that day. I was hungry. That was actually the one day I was hungry. Actually, I was like, oh my god,
leading up to
that Thanksgiving meal, like the salad meal I
Were
made.
you bloated in the morning, or did you feel no?
No,
Okay,
it's
good.
fine.
That's good.
But because I didn't eat my normal every 2 to 3 hours, like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
normal meals and a normal timing,
Yeah.
after I had my first meal of the day, it was like a long gap until that like Thanksgiving meal, and we were like driving to it, and I was like, I'm fading. Like I was like, I need to eat now. Like
I'm dying.
It's time.
yeah. So and then like now I'm back to eating every like 3 hours, and it's like energy's back, like it's all normal. Like it's funny. Then our bodies are so like adapted.
Oh my gosh.
used to
Routine,
what?
right?
Yeah,
I can almost tell you what time it is, like between
Yes.
meals, because I know,
That's pretty
like,
funny. That's true.
I'm hungry
Yeah.
at that time. Like, I'm hungry. It must be almost 1 o'clock. Oh,
Yep.
yep, it's
Yep.
1.
Yep. Time to start making my food.
Yeah.
It's time for my meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see this. I was seeing people post about something like, how they're handling the holidays, and something I saw that actually kind of stuck with me, that made me really stick to actually having my full, pre and post workout meals with like the full carbs and everything, was that she posted it that like she's like was going into a free meal, and she's like, in the past I'd restrict all day because I knew I was going to be getting that big meal. But instead she ate before, so that when she got to the restaurant she wasn't hungry, and it was easier to eat a small amount of food, or like a more controlled amount of the free meal. And I was like, that's such a good way to look at it, because if I had restricted all day on Thanksgiving,
starving.
I would have been starving, and I would have gone back for seconds of more stuffing or another roll.
And
or,
you have this mindset of like, well, I haven't eaten all day, so I can't eat more of this.
and I would have like
and like
really
Yeah.
eaten way more calories.
It's a
But
vicious cycle,
yeah.
yeah.
But I like kept, like I ate my food, and I had a bunch of vegetables as my appetizer. That was filling, actually. Like I was like, I'm going to let myself eat a bunch of veggies, because even if I fill up on it a little bit, cool, then I won't be like wanting to have extra or feel like I'm starving going into this big dinner. And I thought that was a really different mindset and different way to look at it. It's like, oh, if you're less hungry going to a untracked meal, you're less likely to like binge on it, because you're not as starving. And I was like, I've never done it that way. I've always been like, I gotta save my
wait.
calories.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait.
Same.
Yeah.
And
That's a good-
so I like have recently saw that, and I feel like that works. And I was
It
like,
actually gives you more control.
and so that's something that I wanted to like utilize moving forward. I mean, do right now, like on my Saturdays when I do my free
Yeah.
meal, I do my first 4 meals and then I replace meal 5, but I still have my creamy. But I want to make sure that I'm like do my timing so that it's like, okay, so I don't need to be starving to go to my free meal. I actually need to be like at a normal level of hunger.
Feel normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just feel normal.
Just like
And
another
then you'll
meal.
make normal choices, and then it all just becomes
Exactly.
these normal habits.
Yes.
And yeah,
Yes.
but one thing I want to so like right now, and most of everyone who's listening to us probably is like in bodybuilding, right? So we're either going to be in a prep or a building phase. You know, we're in prep, so we're definitely having to watch what we eat in the holidays and stuff right now. You're trying to be in a very structured improvement season. And so because you've got goals of prepping as soon as you can kind of thing, you know, so it still is like, even though you're in improvement season, it kind of is still like it's a prep to a prep. Like it's you know, you've got
still living the
goals.
full lifestyle and taking
Now,
it very seriously.
For those who maybe they're in more of a lifestyle phase, and maybe there's no plans. They're not in like a building phase. They're not in a prep. They don't know when they're going to compete again or ever, or they're in a lifestyle phase. Because this is how I think maybe when I'm in a lifestyle phase, like I think all of what we're talking about are really good tools. Like there's such good tools because like, you know, but it also is sometimes nice to kind of check out of your tools and have a day where you're just not thinking about food and how much you ate and like, and so, but whereas right now we cannot do that because we do have goals and now, and maybe, but for those that are more, because I'll be honest, if I was in a lifestyle phase and I went into Thanksgiving dinner, I want to just I don't want to binge eat and eat, look and do an eating contest and see how much I could eat, you know? But I also just don't want to think about like, okay, I'm going to make sure I had a high protein meal here and I'm going to make sure that I went in, like, you know what I mean? I just want to go about my day.
I even find that I am a little bit more, I push myself towards that kind of thinking even in prep. Like I personally don't like talking about what I'm eating, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters to anybody else. Yeah. Like it's just what I'm eating now. And I don't even like to focus on it because I like, you know, like there's that negativity around, oh, you're just eating that, or, oh, aren't you hungry? Da, 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 da. And it's like, I don't like, if I focus on the negative, then yes, I'm going to feel negative. If I focus on what we're talking about and not like what I'm eating, then I don't know. But like, I agree with you in terms of the flexible. I think that there's a lot to say, a lot that you get from taking just a mental break of just not
the mental break
caring. I don't even say not caring because like you still do, like it's not like on those days because I did have a couple mental break days where, you know, I wasn't just like eating candy all day,
right?
Because that also doesn't make you feel good. So it's not those extremes of like one or the other, but just eating what makes you feel good without thinking about it.
Yes.
Like,
yes, without thinking about it. And I guess what I want to say is like, I feel like, and I don't want to be like a preachy person, but like, it's okay to like, if you don't have a certain goal coming up, that it's important to put these parameters on food or whatever, or choices. You know, don't beat yourself up if like you did have this Thanksgiving day where maybe you ate a little bit more than you normally would have, and it's
one day.
It's one day.
Meal.
You're gonna.
I think it's good for you.
It's good. Yes, it's a little like it's good for you. It's a little break, and then you go back to your normal
too much
routine.
Of one thing is always going to turn out bad.
Yeah.
It's always going to turn out not good.
And like in the like long-term picture of things, like having an indulgent day here and there, as long as it's here and there and it's not an every day or an every weekend, that's totally normal and fine. Like there's nothing wrong with doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's one Thanksgiving a year.
It's the problem that people have is when
just don't have 5 Thanksgivings.
Because it's not like, okay, well, it's Friday. Okay, well, it's so-and-so's birthday. It's so-and-so's birthday, not your birthday.
For these different,
space it out. Have it be like special occasions are that. They're special occasions.
And usually when you do what you're saying and there's like 3 days in a row, it's not just the mentality. You don't feel good.
Right.
You don't feel good. There's like
it
the
physically
number
starts
of
to
alarms.
You
don't sleep well. You feel bloated.
You're
Maybe
sweating
you didn't go to the
from
bathroom. You know what I mean?
Like
there's definite signs, especially as you age. There's definite like, oh my God.
I got acid reflux.
Exactly.
Okay, heart rate is skyrocketing.
Right. So it's all about being in tune with your body and not just like, oh, how much did I eat or how, you know, because I totally agree with you. There's something else I was going to add to that. I totally forgot what it was. Crap.
We'll call it prep brain.
I remember. I think that one thing that's really helped me, even just with switching from like improvement season to prep and that sort of thing, is that I think about it more of like I have a certain amount of like gusto, I guess, or like just like bottled discipline in a way. And so sometimes I find that I just don't want to use it in improvement season or during that time when I don't want to kind of take that little extra mental fortitude to say no or to restrict a little bit more. I'm like, I'm going to use that when I actually need it, which is during prep. And so sometimes I'll give in a little bit more, and I find that it helps me not burn out when I need to.
Yeah. It's because if you're always 100% 24/7 year round, like you will burn out. We're
You will.
humans. We've got feelings.
Yeah.
We've only got so much of that mental bandwidth.
Yeah.
Like,
And sometimes maybe you make the plan fit that too. Cause I know like for me with Shane, it's like I have a little bit of flexibility, or I'll let him know like, hey, this meal's coming up and I don't feel like doing exactly this and this. Like, what do you suggest? Like, what are we going to plan for that? And like, so I still feel like I'm on plan and I'm not, cause I think that there's a little bit of like mental strife when it comes to like when you're not on plan and you feel like you're going off and doing whatever, like no matter what you eat, if you're off plan, you just don't feel great, you know? But yeah, no, I think it's really good to have that flexibility.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah. I think like, I don't know. Like you were saying, like seeing the posts online and like people, I don't know. I can't remember some of them I saw that I was like, you're just telling someone that like only eat like that, like they were like rules. So I was like, why are there rules?
Or like the plate. Have you seen the plate one where they show the plate and they're like, this is how much protein you should have and this is how much carb on your Thanksgiving plate.
oh,
yeah,
geez.
no,
Like,
just
overthinking it.
Yeah,
right?
overthinking it and then stressing out and then stressing out and then if you didn't meet that goal, like if it didn't go according to plan, then now all of a sudden you're beating yourself up and stressing yourself out. So you stressed yourself out leading up to the meal, and then maybe you did enjoy an extra slice of pie because like you wanted to, and now you're beating yourself up for it where you shouldn't be, because you should have never have been just planning for, I don't know.
No,
so
yeah, you should have just been focusing on who were you talking to while you're eating that
Yes.
pie? What was going on around you? You know, like were you enjoying yourself? You know, like I don't know. There's just so much more to life than food.
There is.
So much more to life
Yes.
than food.
I feel like, there's in the holidays is one of the times where it's like you kind of have to really even think about like what's the reason you're getting together in the first place. Like it's for the holiday, not for the food. I mean, the food's great and all, and it's cool that people have like traditional foods, but you can even like start a tradition like
An activity, a game.
like something that like you do when you get together for that, or like, you know, even like, you know, with the Christmas and stuff coming up, like some sort of like gift exchange and like, you know, like
Just
seeing
fun
like,
things you do,
like seeing like how happy it makes people when you do something for them.
Or when you're there, both you and I drove like 7 to 8 hours, and no offense to anyone's family, but the food wasn't worth 7-hour drive. Like it was the family, and it was just being there.
The people.
You know what I mean?
I drove 10.
You drove 10?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I drove 30 minutes.
I literally like just got home from the drive right before we recorded this.
But it was the time we spent with family. Like I think we did an hour walk in the morning on Thanksgiving Day with the dogs and like 3 or 4 families. We went on a little hike.
I love that.
So it was really nice to kind of get together and just do things that, you know, made us all feel good, like the activities and the games afterwards and just talking. It's
Seeing people you haven't seen in a while. It's like a reason to get together. And I don't know. I think like there's a lot more special things than just the eating. Cause like, do you remember that you had the same green bean casserole every year? No, you remember like the funny story that you had, or like, you know, someone did something silly, and you know, the memories that you make. So I think focusing, I love that you brought that up earlier too. It's just like the experience as a whole is like something to remember. Even if you're going to just like a holiday party, like it's the experience. The people are throwing the party because they want to see you, because they want to spend time with you, because they want to hang out, and they want to do something fun.
I remember what like holidays were like for me as a kid. If it's kind
Because
of
as a
weird.
kid, we weren't
'Cause as a
focused
kid,
on
we
the
weren't-
food.
Exactly.
No,
Like
we
I
were running
remember, like what do you
around.
remember about
Yes.
Thanksgiving and Christmas as a child?
Hanging
And
out with
then
your
just-
friends and like family and like
and then remember
like-
those things and focus on those things. Everything
Yep.
else, it does not matter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
Even as a coach, like doing like, you know, I had a prep client that wanted to stay on plan. I was fully going to give her like, you know, some more flexibility, but she's told me, she's like, I want to stay on plan. And I said, okay, we'll do that.
Have
And
at
that's
it.
what she felt. And then I had another client who was like, you know what? This food gives me anxiety. Cause I always ask them, you know, is there anything that's making you anxious about the holidays? Is there anything you want to talk about so we can like talk it out beforehand? And so she was like, you know, I'm really looking forward to so-and-so's pie. Is there any way that I could kind of control for it so that I'm not, you know, super overeating? And we talked about basically the same things that we talked about today. But just kind of being prepared so that you feel that full experience of, hey, you still got to have that little piece. Maybe it was a little smaller than last year, but
right.
know,
But you still got to
you were still
participate in
Yeah,
there
exactly.
and got it and
Exactly.
tasted it and
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not like, oh, coach, sorry, blah, blah, blah. Like you feel that fine.
yeah. And maybe you have one certain plan for that year, and then the next year you enjoy yourself more. And then maybe
Exactly.
it all just depends on where you're at and
Exactly.
like with,
Yeah.
like, life and what you're doing and what you just
What
you
part
wanna
of your
do.
journey you're on.
Yeah. I
Some-
guess that brings up the other point of like people thinking that, you know, because you're restricting during a holiday, that's also like, oh my God, I can't believe you're restricting during. Do you know what I'm kind of
Yeah,
talking about?
people. Well, you probably get it. People are like,
Yeah.
"How do you prep during the holiday?"
Right.
Like
and it's
they're-
like, this is my 20th Thanksgiving. Like I can give up one.
Yeah, I've got like yes, I got like 50 more ahead of me. Like I don't.
Exactly, right?
I think you
Hopefully.
missed a
Hopefully.
decade of your life, by the way.
Right, exactly.
She said she's only had 20 of these.
Right? I'm sorry. 30, sorry. I totally forgot that last birthday. It's like, I don't know if it happened. But no, exactly that, where it's like the other extreme of like, you know, you're restricting yourself over one. I have to almost remind myself because this Christmas is going to be hard for me because I know reversing is tough. Reversing into Christmas is tough, and reversing
that's hard.
into
It
Christmas and going
That would
home
be so hard
is
for me.
the hardest.
It is.
Yeah.
And I always think of like bodybuilding as a whole, like the competitive bodybuilding as a temporary part of my life. Even if that temporary is a very long span of time. It's
Right.
10 years. If I live 80 years, it's only this little
Right.
bit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's like if you're choosing to prep over a holiday season, it's temporary. It's one holiday season.
Right. There's going to be many more where you're not in prep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is probably the most restrictive I'm going to be over Christmas. And even talking to my mom today was funny because she's like, I don't even make that many cookies. Because I was like, can we all just like leave your house without diabetes this year? Do you mind? And then she's like, I don't even make that many. I'm like, Mom, you go and buy like large Tupperwares separately just for these cookies. Like that's how
I
many
want to
there are.
go hang out with your mom on
so-
Christmas one year. I want to
there's
make cookies.
so
I love Christmas
many.
cookies. I
Right?
love them.
And she always makes the unique one. So I'm like, oh, I will never have this. For
So
like
you need to
another-
taste it. You need to know.
So my this is my plan. I am going to go into the house, make myself a little thing of cookies to freeze, to take home, and that is I'm literally gonna just have food the entire because it's 5 days. I was telling Zach, I was like, it's 5 days. Like, why is this so difficult for me? It's not that long.
Yeah.
But it's like it's just the fact that I want to be ready for spring shows and just
Yeah.
being a little bit more restrictive than normal. But at least I'm going home. I'm grateful I'm
Yes.
going home. It's a
Yes.
long flight, going all the way back to
Yeah.
Canada, and I get to be with my siblings, my family. So
But there's
It'll be
not
nice.
like, you know, if you think about like how many more Christmases are you going to be doing that?
exactly,
Probably not very many in a row.
exactly.
And so it's like, okay, so
Exactly. That's
this
pretty much our
one,
last one.
you just you just choose this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll feel so much better going into it because you know what? I just literally have to go back and look at last year's photos after I went home,
This is her plan.
right? Just surprise myself, like, oh no,
Surprise yourself.
Oh, geez.
Just right.
Touch it up.
Right? Remember when you had to do all that cardio afterwards? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Right? Feeling good. Just like focusing on feeling good afterwards. But no, I'm excited. It'll be good.
Yeah, I'm excited for the holidays too, you know, because I was thinking about like, what am I doing this year? And even being in an improvement season, it's like you were saying, like I do this year round. I do my meals 7 days a week, except for that free meal. And, you know, I'll plan a couple extra for Christmas because I'm flying to Iowa. Yeah, so I'll be visiting my sister.
Is your
But
whole family going?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay,
because the
okay.
rest of my family rudely planned to go be in the Netherlands for Christmas.
Oh.
So
Is your
we're
sister cycling?
yeah, she's
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Okay,
she's
okay.
racing in
Oh, awesome.
Europe they're going December 15th through I think sometime in February. So like
Oh,
almost 2
wow.
months.
Holy moly.
Yeah, because she's
Is it
doing a
cold?
circuit like
It's cold, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Oh man.
Yeah, but she's doing a circuit, and they're going to take some time in between because it's easier to stay there in between
yeah.
races
Yeah.
than it is to fly back to
Yeah.
the States.
yeah.
So they're going to go like on a trip to Spain for like a week or two
Oh,
in
that'll be
between.
nice. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and my
Should be
parents.
cyclists. Why bodybuilders?
Yeah, but they're
I
going with
couldn't- I
a
couldn't do
1-year-old.
that.
They're going with a 1-year-old.
Oh, that's, yeah. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, and they can like eat whatever they want.
Yeah, they can eat whatever they want, even like race week.
Oh, why did we choose
could cycle.
bodybuilding? Oh, that's a good
Seriously.
topic. What would we do if we weren't in bodybuilding?
Yeah.
What sport could I do
If I was
that like
a bodybuilder? Nothing with a ball and a racket. I'll tell you that. No. Her and a ball and a racket? Absolutely.
yeah,
neither.
there's no
Me
I
neither.
can't do a sport that requires skill. Bodybuilding does not require skill, guys. I don't care what anyone has to say.
Okay,
You've got to pick
right?
weight
We
up
have no
and put it
skill,
down.
Lauren. Can
No.
you imagine all
You
those
literally
vacuums?
pick up weight and put it down. It does not take.
I'm trying to think. What would be a good? I don't know. Okay, no, I can't. Because if you suggest anything, it makes me sound like I
Well,
don't
you
think
can
they have
eat whatever you
skill.
want.
I was about to say bowling, but I guess
No,
they
it
have
requires
skill.
skill.
I don't know.
I suck at bowling.
I'd probably end up cycling like my sister.
Yeah.
we grew up doing that.
because you had.
What would be the thing you absolutely wouldn't do if you were a bodybuilder? Like, what's the sport that absolutely not?
Anything with a ball.
Both of you are anything with a ball.
Oh, anything with a ball.
Anything with a ball.
Oh my God.
If someone throws
totally
a ball
believe
If I
at
got to
me,
keep track of a ball.
if someone throws a ball towards me in my general direction, I'm ducking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just same. I'm like,
I
I
did
do
not
not
know
want it to
that.
hit me. I don't want it in my
Oh
face.
my
No.
God.
What I'm hearing here is Steph is the most athletic person here.
Probably.
No, but that's crazy that
It's
I
not
would be
even
because
about being
I'm
You play
athletic.
tennis.
It's the
yeah, I
You
like
would
tennis
do
and
tennis.
pickleball. I would
Yeah.
do tennis and pickleball for
Nope.
sure. I love that.
Oh, that
shit.
adds a whole nother complexity of like the ball being away from your hand and your body and hitting a racket. Like, yeah, that's not
It's an
happening.
extension.
Yeah, but that's exactly not happening.
No. No.
I think the sport I would absolutely would do. I hate swimming. Oh,
Yeah, I
swimming
would
is
not want to
hard.
swim.
Swimming.
I would
hate
not want
I
to
would
swim.
only do swimming if I was doing something like a triathlon because I feel like I'm the kind of crazy where I'd like want to do something really.
I get in my head and I
All
feel
out
like I'm
there.
drowning. And
Yeah,
I'm like, oh
uh,
no, and then I panic.
Panic.
Yeah.
I don't want to swim.
The one time I did a triathlon,
I don't want
did
to run
what?
either.
I did a
Yeah, I
sprint triathlon because my sisters are cyclists and triathletes and club
See, why
swimmers.
That's so, yeah,
I
it is.
told
I don't want to run either. That's so funny.
I would
took
run.
up running.
Oh my god, I would run.
no, I would never.
love running.
Have you heard Phoebe talk about her like running training on the Say More podcast?
Not yet.
She loves it.
I
she's
love
going
it. My
between
knees
functional
hate
and
it.
bodybuilding training. And she ran 10K. Like without even really training. Like
Yeah,
she said that. She
that's
said it wasn't
easy.
even that. Shush, that's so far.
Yeah.
No
Oh
way.
no,
That is
easily.
so far.
When I during
that's like 5 point something miles, maybe.
10K?
during 2020 when the gyms were closed, I was running outside for cardio, and like my first run back, like I just took off on the green belt and I ran 7 or 8 miles. It was amazing. It felt incredible. I
kilometers?
love running.
Is like 10 minutes. And is that a 10-minute drive? About a 10-minute drive, no?
10 kilometers.
I don't know.
We're not.
Well, I
Canadian.
guess it does depend how fast you're going, but I'm like, I don't know how far. Like, it's like
A
that's
5K
pretty
is
freaking
3
far.
point something miles.
Yeah, no, I
So
can't.
it'd be a
drive.
little
No,
over 6
there's no way.
miles.
Yeah, I don't know what I would
And
do.
this is running straight.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
Oh,
could
no.
run. My knees just hate it. I can't walk after I run.
My
Like
lungs.
my knees hurt.
Yeah,
so
my
bad.
lungs.
Fire.
I love it. I
No,
just can't,
do
do it.
endurance
No,
stuff.
I can't endurance anything. What about gymnastics?
Oh,
I was a competitive
love
cheerleader and a
gymnastics.
dancer, so
I think that could be yeah.
like
Or
I
cheer.
would probably get back into dance. I love that's like where the poser side of me come like that
Yeah.
dancey comes into the pose. So it'd
Yeah.
probably be like, but is that a sport?
Yeah,
Dancing.
I think it's still a
Yeah.
sport. Then is bodybuilding a sport? I feel like
True,
Yeah.
you're right.
Dance
True,
is
true,
definitely
true.
a sport,
It's
yeah.
athletic.
Dance
whatever.
is a
I'd do
sport.
dance. It'd be some
Yeah.
kind of dance.
I liked
Or-
gymnastics and I loved tumbling, but
Yeah.
I can't dance.
Oh,
So I like tried
I
out for
probably
cheer
wouldn't do
so many
tumbling
times.
anymore.
Got
Yeah.
cut
tumbling would
just for the
scare me
dance
now.
part.
Now that I'm
Oh,
older
yeah.
and like the injuries you can get and stuff and
yeah.
like
It's so hard.
yeah,
I was born with that. I would not even somersault when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It was like my neck.
Oh, I
would
hurt my-
watch people do it. I'm like, oh
I hurt my knee
God.
really bad in cheerleading once and yeah, no. But dance, I would do dance.
Yeah,
So-
I can see that. I can see that.
That's what I do.
Right?
Yeah.
See, we have backup plans. Plan B.
And dance requires skill, right?
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Creativity.
Yes.
What are your guys' favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Oh, I didn't want to come to this because
Not
then I have to
preferably.
admit that I don't love Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving food's okay.
I love Christmas food. I hate
I
Thanksgiving
love
food.
Christmas food. The
Christmas
sugar
food is
cookies get me.
Way better.
Whew, I'm so glad I'm in
Way
prep right now
better.
because I would.
Yeah. Thanksgiving food
My
is
favorite
like,
Thanksgiving dish, honestly, is probably. I love sweet potato casserole because
Yeah.
I like we make it like streusel, like this
Yes.
brown sugar cinnamon streusel
on
with
top.
like icing and marshmallows baked. Like it's like this whole dessert.
so funny.
And so I
I've never
love
had
that.
I've literally never had that.
Sweet potato casserole is really good.
Yeah.
I love I'm really picky the way because my parents made everything from scratch growing up. My mom's stuffing, not stuffing that you buy at the store. Like it's a completely different. But
Oh,
she
I'm
would
sure.
have
Yeah.
sourdough bread that she chopped up and dried herself, and then she would do like bacon and onions and like all this stuff, and it was like this incredible sourdough and bacon stuffing
Oh,
that she
that
made
sounds
from
really good.
scratch, and it's just to die for. It tastes so different than anything that you would like with a box stuffing.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
It's like it's a completely different dish. So when I say stuffing, like people think of that, and
They-
so I'm like, it's not
it's
that.
not
though.
that.
It's like incredible. You know that sourdough bread taste? That's like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
that,
mouth
but
is,
with
like,
like
watering.
with like thick cut bacon. It's like
Any kind of bread.
incredible.
I love
bread.
any kind of bread. I like I make this this actually really good salad, and it's like I'm saying this, but it's like so it's salad mix, and then it's like pomegranate and dried cranberries, and like pecans and apple and feta and pumpkin seeds, and it is
I love salads
that
like
putting
that.
some like whatever the meat is that Thanksgiving, like we don't really usually do turkey. We usually do like ham or steak or like brisket. We do something like that. And putting that
More team
over it.
steak.
Yeah.
I
love
yeah.
brisket.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's one of my favorite. That and like sweet potato casserole. I would just live on that.
It's
Yeah.
the one holiday I could prep through every year. I do not miss Thanksgiving food. As long as I'm done before Christmas, we're fine.
Yeah, Christmas is the one that
I was gonna say, like, do you like even celebrate it in Canada as much?
Yeah, it's in October, so it's actually right around my birthday.
Say,
So
is
my
it like
birthday's October
there?
8th, and it's usually that Sunday. And so my mom, when I got older, I think I was about 13 or so, she let me start choosing like the Thanksgiving meal. So it would be like all my favorite foods. It's because it wasn't like
were
she'd
fries in there.
Yep, she'd have all my favorite foods, and she would actually make them for
I
me and
love
everything.
it.
And then she'd have Thanksgiving food. So that's what's made me like adverse to Thanksgiving food. Because I'm
love
so
it.
used to my mom giving me like 3 to 5 of my favorite random things. So
Yeah.
but no, we still celebrate and everything. It's just a month before, so it's just for me it's weird because it feels like Christmas is like rushed. Because
Yeah, it's
usually I
like
have,
so
a
close
month-
together.
Yeah, it's like right there, and I'm like, and Black Friday and everything. I'm like, there's just so many things going on at once.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys, there's 24 days till Christmas.
Yeah, and then it's like this weird, like that time between Christmas and New Year's where it's like these 4 days where no one knows what's going on.
Yes.
Right? And no one knows what day it is. That's what it feels like when you're in the States from Thanksgiving until Christmas. I'm like, what is this? Because nobody really wants to work, and like no one's really like
it's
starting
a
any
lull
new,
period. It's just, yes.
any new projects or anything like
Yep.
that, and
They're
everyone's
just waiting
like,
around till
taking weird times off, and
Yep.
people are like randomly sick, but are they really sick or they're just like?
I
out
loved
shopping?
that time when I was in corporate. I loved that time. I was like,
Yeah.
because all the executives no one would use their PTO until November and December.
Yeah.
and so then November and
one's
December
there.
was
Yeah.
quiet. So what
like
I would do
spooky.
the smart way, if you're not an executive,
Yeah.
the smart thing to do is use your PTO in the summer.
Yeah.
and then when everyone else is working,
Yeah.
and then. I know you want to use but don't use your PTO in the holidays.
Yeah.
Because, well, I guess it depends on what level you're at. But I was able to work from home,
Right.
and then no one, all
it's
the
lax.
executives
There's
are
no
gone,
rules.
so there's
Yeah.
no work.
Yeah.
You're just chilling,
You're just
getting
hanging
paid.
out. It's so true. It's
so that
so
is
true.
the life hack in corporate.
Oh
No,
my
it's
gosh.
so true. Because even like when I went to work, like I went to work on a Saturday, and there was like hardly any patients. Like I was doing like my own. I was
Everybody's busy.
yeah.
Doing holidays.
No one's coming in. It's
Yeah.
just like free pay. day.
Yeah. Yes, it's awesome.
It's the weirdest time though, because it's like, what week is it?
Yep.
It's December now, and I'm like, it's like 3 weeks until Christmas, and no one's gonna be doing anything.
Yeah,
Just-
it's a weird
it's
time
so
of year.
odd.
Yeah.
I think the worst part right now is like I love being very thoughtful with my holiday gifts, and it takes a lot of thought. And so I'm like feeling stressed. Oh my god, there's not enough time.
Oh yeah. I got some good ones. I found these colorable PJs online on Black Friday where I bought it for literally every child in my family. Like I literally asked everyone what's their size, because I would have loved that, like even up to 10, like having your own PJ and then you color them to make it like your own.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Whoa.
Kind of cool. Is that
is
interesting?
interesting.
And
Yeah.
so he's kind of young for that. He's
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a little
too
young.
little.
And his
But-
birthday is December 2nd, so it's like I was
Oh.
like, oh, you're gonna get like Christmas gifts and birthday gifts because they're going to Europe too before Christmas, so I have to do
Oh,
all
right.
everything
All of it before.
before.
Yeah.
So I was like, sorry, you're all in one this year.
Yeah. But that's usually a little bit more
starting.
spread out. Because Zach is December 18th.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's,
that's
like,
even
right there.
closer. Yeah.
But yeah, no, his parents always made it a big deal, so I try to separate. the
Separate,
two.
yeah.
But no, it'll be a really good year. It'll be fun.
What's your favorite, Cody?
I like the turkey. I think anybody who says you shouldn't have turkey
Really?
should go rotten hell.
Oh my god! Well,
I think it's tradition.
you know who
and
your
don't fuck
favorite
with
bestie is,
tradition.
not me.
I do like an exceptional ham as well.
Yeah,
I
ham's
feel like that's
good.
okay.
Yeah.
We had prime rib too,
Brisket.
and Thanksgiving,
Mm.
and
As
turkey,
well,
That
prime
is
rib
good.
is
and
a-
turkey, prime rib and turkey. So you
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
Two on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mac and cheese is always just stellar.
Oh, that's my favorite. I forgot about that. That is my favorite.
Green
mac
bean
and cheese.
casserole
Yes.
is gross.
Yep, that's gross.
Sweet potato thing is all right.
Oh, that's so good.
And
What
then
mash?
typically I just go for the pie.
The pie.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite pie?
Pumpkin pecan.
No, I don't like pumpkin.
Apple?
Pecan pie, apple pie, and then typically there's like a chocolate pie.
Oh yeah.
chocolate pie.
Pie is the least favorite of my desserts. I never really.
Pie's
feel-
good.
It is the
Pie's
least
good.
favorite. It is
I
the
don't
least.
like warm pies really. I like the cold, like
Oh.
I don't like,
Like
like a fruit pies. I guess I don't like
I love fruit.
Store-bought pies, though, like right out of the freezer.
I guess I probably do.
You like a
do.
custard pie.
Yeah, I like
She's like, I don't like the good kind.
I
I,
like
just
the
like.
good kind. But
So-
no, well, I guess. Well, so I make
funny.
a pumpkin pie, but I put it in the fridge.
Yeah,
like
I eat it
make
cold.
it and then I eat it cold.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
mean. I like cold pies that it's homemade, but like it's a cold pie. So I like that. I like, I like them. Yeah.
I love fruit pies, but only as but when I think about it, I'd rather have it as like a cobbler with like a streusel topping. So not like an actual pie. Like
Yeah.
I just want but I want it to be, I don't want like a gelatin filling. I want like a healthy, just like warm berries with like
I have the
with a-
weirdest adversity to wet food.
Yeah, I like.
just
I do like that. I do
It's
really
wet.
like.
The pie's wet.
It's wet.
I can't. I don't like the consistency.
Oh my
You know what I'm
God.
talking about when you're eating a fruit pie and it's like wet in the middle. Do you don't know what I'm talking about? Like the crust
like
is
it's
dry, but
saucy.
it's wet. Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
It's soft.
I just don't
not
like that
wet.
consistency. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's
I
like,
like
a
it with
jelly
ice
donut. It's like
cream.
wet
Oh,
in the
yeah,
middle.
do you like-
Do you
Ew,
like
filled
the-
donuts.
do you
It's
like-
the same thing, like a filled donut or like something in the middle of cake. I don't like
No.
jelly.
Do you like the Jello with the fruit inside?
Oh no.
No,
not
Oh,
really.
God,
We had one of
love
those this year.
marshmallows and all
My
that.
mom made
Nope.
a pecan. She makes a pecan cake, which is kind of it's kind
Oh,
of
that would
supposed.
be so good.
I'll show you guys pictures of it, but it is so good. After she did that one year, no one asked for pie anymore.
They just want
she
that.
just makes that. But
Yeah,
it's like
once there's a
derivative of it.
favorite.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah. All right. Well,
Well, I think
that wraps it up.
that wraps up for now until we
Navigating the
get
holidays.
everybody's enjoy the holiday
Yes.
season.
The
We'll
most
be-
important takeaway. Enjoy
Yes.
it.
enjoy the experience.
and we're gonna sign off for this week, and we'll be back with more holiday things. So leave your favorite holiday tips in any of the comments. to help share with all your besties on how to navigate the holidays, any tips, tricks that you have. And yeah.
Oh, I think the next episode we're gonna talk about Christmas shopping for a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So
Ooh,
yes.
I love
So
that.
leave comments, DM us. Like, what are your
Go-tos.
What is your Christmas list?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you want?
go-tos Or
Yeah.
top 3. That would be
Yes.
awesome to know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let us know and we'll fill you in.
Yeah. All right. Bye.